Hello, I'm Chris Reeve, the Digital Content Manager at Digital Boss, and welcome to the 11th episode of Social Sessions. Today we're here with high-profile professional photographer Chris Harvey. Chris Harvey Visuals on Instagram. He's brilliant at what he does. He produces some amazing content. You're going to get so much knowledge about how to utilize imagery on your social media content today, guys. Come and follow me in. So here today with Chris Harvey. Chris, would you mind first of all just giving our viewers a bit of an introduction on who you are and what you do?
Yeah, of course. So as I said, I'm Chris Harvey. My handle's Chris Harvey Visuals. That's what I go by. And a little plug there, selfless. I've been going for about 5 years now. I started off doing club photography. Most people will recognise me from doing, Revolution Q. If you've ever been on a night out, like I'm that guy taking drunken photos that you regret in the morning. But no, I'm always kind. But yeah, I built myself up through that. Just started off as a sort of side business, and it progressed so much that I got to a point where I could make it my full-time job. And I'm now working with a lot of people through, building their social medias or weddings or, all kinds of stuff at the moment. And I'm really enjoying what I'm doing. So.
Okay, so Chris, obviously Social Sessions is all about social media. In your opinion, what makes good imagery on social media?
I think you've got to think about your personal brand. So whatever your concept is, whatever you're going for, you've got to think about it. So say you're in this coffee shop. Essentially what you need to provide is the kind of feel that you want to perceive, online. And I think there's a certain, if you, for example, take photos of the coffees like just on your phone, I mean, phones these days are pretty good, but if it gets to a point where you really want to perceive yourself as professional, that you're delivering the best, highest quality stuff, then if you have high quality images, that's going to reflect on your business and what people think. Right,
you ready? This is a big question now, Chris. Stock images. What's your instant reaction when I say stock?
Generic, I would say. Is basically, if you want to get across who you are personally, then you need to have photos of yourselves. You need to have photos of your own venue. I think if you have, those like typical like coffee shop ones, like, do you know what I mean? Yeah. And people are going to know that that's stock as well. Like I think, most people that are clued up will know that you've just paid like for that and it's not real.
Profile pictures. It's a widely debated topic in the world of social media, whether it be LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook. First of all, your thoughts on profile pictures. What's good? What's bad? Can you have different profile pictures for each platform? What's your general opinion?
First impressions, isn't it, at the end of the day? I think if you see someone, looking smart, looking, fresh, then you're instantly going to be like, I want to work with this person more, as opposed to someone that's just taking a selfie on a phone. That just looks like really unprofessional. Do you know what I mean? And I think you don't always want to be sitting there in a suit. You don't necessarily have to do that unless you're, going for a law firm or something like that. But you want to keep it fairly real, fairly natural, but high quality for sure.
So that's a great opinion there on profile pictures, Chris. My current thoughts are, and I'm seeing quite a lot of success with this, is that people that use the same picture on all platforms, it really helps with brand recognition, and it really helps you instantly go, that's Chris Harvey Visuals, or that's the coffee shop down the road. I see a lot of people on social media making the mistake of having a different profile picture for everything, and actually a different cover photo, different branding all over the shop. I mean, I can't stress enough to you guys watching and listening to this today that, it's so important to have a really good profile picture. And a word that you touched on, Chris, which I'm fascinated by, is that word fresh. There's a lot of people out there that are watching this right now on LinkedIn that have had the same picture, black and white, for 5 years, and they've still not changed it. But now you've got a cool beard, so let's get a picture of that cool beard and let's show it off to the world. Don't just have this corporate faceless brand. People don't care about your logo. They want to know, basically people buy from people, don't they? Yeah. And ultimately, if you have a picture of yourself that's going on the social saying, I'm David and I'm going to be your lawyer, then I think that's quite cool. Which platform performs best with images?
straight up right now is Instagram. It used to be Facebook, but I think more people are relating to Instagram these days. And I think probably the reason for that is it's quick and easy. You know, like you can just quickly scroll and give it a like brilliant. You know, whereas like Facebook's almost like a bit of a scroll, a bit of a hassle going on pages and things like that. And I think it's just ease of use. People haven't got the time, you know, to be flicking through now. And also in talking about time is for yourselves posting that image, you can actually tick, you know, Facebook, Twitter, all that, and it will actually share the same image to all platforms, so you're saving yourself that workload.
Hang on though, Chris. You might be committing a crime there. Have you just linked your social media accounts?
I have.
Don't make that mistake, guys. You've got to upload your content natively to each platform. I'll have a little one-to-one with you after this, Chris. I tell you... So there's people out there right now, Chris, that are sharing social media content without video, without images. Is it going to work?
No.
It's as simple as that. I just need to cut Chris off. It's as simple as that, guys. Like, look, there's a chance that you can produce a written blog and submit that natively to Facebook or LinkedIn, and it might work. But without an eye-catching image, without a video, you're missing a huge trick, guys. And it's so simple with just a simple case of getting a proper photographer in or having a graphic designer in-house to produce something that's eye-catching, that represents your business the right way. Please don't watch this video and ever post anything on social media ever again without a photo.
You've been told, you've been in trouble. He'll come after you.
Last question, Chris, and it's a big one. Photo or video?
The debate. I think, to be honest, it's good to use both. Like, I think in certain ways, both are key. Little trade secret for you is Facebook and Instagram, their algorithm actually pushes video higher now. So if you're doing more video, more people are going to see it, essentially. Like, if you think about like Facebook today, all you see is video now. Hardly anyone posts photos because, again, time, people don't want to click through 100 photos. You know, people want to see a video quick, 1 minute, nice, right, and that's essentially what it comes down to. But if you can wow them in that minute, boom.
Amazing knowledge, and Chris is completely correct in terms of the Facebook and Instagram algorithm. And I'll tell you guys something as well. It's happening on LinkedIn. LinkedIn right now, this very second of this day, this week, are prioritizing video over any other content. So get your video on LinkedIn, and don't be scared. Like, we upload this piece of content on Instagram, on Facebook, on Twitter, on LinkedIn. It's absolutely fine. On LinkedIn, use video 100%. But Chris is totally right when he says it's really important to split test, to have a balance. Wouldn't you agree with that, Chris?
Yeah, definitely. Like I say, like we talked about, you know, the initial profile photos, or like you do need your stock images, what you're selling or whatever your service is, you do need that. But at the same time, like if you're eye-catching, like advertising, like once you're already established, like consistent, like little things, like it could be like 10 seconds, but people will see it and be like, wow.
And as well, to add on to that, is that people respond to different types of content depending on the target market, depending on their age. So for example, potentially someone that's perhaps slightly older that likes to read the paper might prefer to read something in a written blog form with an eye-catching image. You know, if you're in the younger generation, you want to be consuming that content on YouTube. So be aware, guys, that, you know, when you use your imagery, who are you trying to get the attention of? And I think that's got to reflect it in the photography as well, hasn't it, Chris?
You got to know your target audience, and I think, like you've touched on there, if you do certain, you know, blog posts, certain photos, certain videos, then you're advertising to everyone then, and you're going to nail your market and get the biggest reach.
Totally agree with that. And that's it for this week, guys. I just want to say massive thanks to Chris. Thank you so much for coming on, pal. I really appreciate that. Please go and follow him. He's at Chris Harvey Visuals on Instagram. His photography content is honestly outstanding, which is the exact reason why he's here today. He offers all sorts of packages for both personal brands and businesses. So please go and drop Chris a message. Thank you so much for watching, and see you next week. So a massive thank you to the Departure Lounge for having us today. Highly recommend coming in for a coffee, or as I had, a salmon bagel. Absolutely delicious. Anyway, thanks so much for watching, guys. Please do feel free to leave your comments below if you're watching on YouTube, on LinkedIn, if you're on Twitter, #social sessions. Follow us at The Digital Boss, and I'll see you next week.